My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Welcome back, folks. Hey, today we got a special guest, Justin Thiesse, zooming in all the way from beautiful Mitchell, South Dakota. And Justin is a very accomplished real estate entrepreneur who has created financial freedom for himself and his family, thanks to real estate, and these days, most specifically, with building luxury self-storage facilities. I think he's also involved in contractor shops. So interested to find out all about that. Justin, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Yeah.
I can tell you how I got started, Dave, if you'd like.
Well, first things first, give us a snapshot of what your real estate investing business looks like today, mid 2024. Like what do you have in your portfolio? Where are these facilities? That kind of thing.
So today I started out with a facility in my hometown, and I started doing luxury storage, me and my wife. And the name of the company is All Store. And so as we found out, the smaller storage is harder to collect, and you have more problems than someone storing a boat or a camper. So we decided to expand our storage facility and call it luxury storage, and start doing the bigger heated storage units for campers and boats. We're in South Dakota, so it's cold here.
And I'm thinking that would probably go over big time up here in Canada too.
And we're talking to people in Canada right now. So we're trying to figure out the whole ownership of Canadian land. So we can talk about that later.
I think Canadians are happy to take your money. You can own land here, man. No worries there. Yeah.
And then the contractor condos we started building, we call them business suites in Mitchell, but we've expanded it to contractor condos, and they've gone over great. We've got everything, we build a lot of them. I think we've got 36 of them right now in Mitchell, South Dakota, and they're all in one location. And the joke is I have all my builders, all my electricians, all my tradespeople on site at all times. So
and you're their landlord, so
I'm their landlord, and so we if I got air conditioning that is having problems, it's pretty easy to find the guy, or electrician or plumber. Painter, sheetrocker, it's all there. And the people love it. It's worked out well. We rent them as fast as we build them. People love them because it's a write-off for them. And, everyone deep down wants to build their own shed someday, but that never happens. And we're turning into a renter's world, really, because of, high interest rates, everything else, high land cost. It's easier to condense it all and rent it out. It's a lot like an apartment complex.
So, Justin, tell me a little bit. First of all, I'm very curious. How big of a city is Mitchell? Like, what's the population base that you're building this business around?
So Mitchell is 16,000 people. It's not very big.
That big, no.
It's not very big. In fact, many people have told me I've overbuilt for my area, but we still, managed to keep it full, and we managed to keep growing. And so trying to grow the town.
You haven't overbuilt.
Yeah.
Now, are there a bunch of smaller towns around that you're drawing from, or is that the size?
We have a trade area of about 50,000 people.
Okay, that's still not huge.
No, we do live. Our fastest growing cities are Sioux Falls and Rapid City, and they're basically Sioux Falls is on the east side of the state, Rapid City is on the west side of the state. And currently, I am building a facility in Hartford that's right next to Sioux Falls, right along the interstate, and that's about 100,000 plus square foot facility, and that'll be luxury, top of the line, gated, very nice facility. It'll kind of be one of our probably our premier facility for now, and it's going to have our name All Store on it, and we're going to have everyone that drives by it on the interstate see it and will hopefully want to be in it.
So how many facilities do you currently have as of 2024? Like, are they all in and around Mitchell and you're building this new one, or have you got a bunch?
So we've got Mitchell, and then the Hartford. They would call it Hartford, but that's basically Sioux Falls.
Mhm.
That's in the works right now. As far as we've got construction started. Then we've got one in Rapid City. That's probably going to be the spring of 25, and we've built one in Fargo, and we're working on one in Minnesota, and we're working on some in Oklahoma,
Wow.
Texas, Florida. So none of them have materialized, but we do have the plans, and we're working out the pro forma and looking at rents, and hopefully ordering the appraisal soon.
So you've really dialed it in your hometown. You've got that completely built out. You've kind of got the proof of concept, and you're in the process of building out other ones in different parts of the
Yep,
states and in other states as well. Or you're in the
correct,
preliminary parts in some of those
correct.
other ones.
I've
Oh,
uh, I've teamed up uh, with some friends of mine up in Fargo, and they're helping me with just putting together some of the fundraising. We are bringing in investors,
mhm.
and some of we're working with civil engineers to draw it up and architects to make some nice drawings. And so I'm working with a couple guys up in Fargo now, and we've teamed up, and we really like what we're doing.
Yeah. So it sounds like you got started with more traditional storage. Is that correct? Did I understand that correctly?
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually got started in multifamily
Okay.
and um, decided that our tenants have a lot of rights in the United States, and probably even in Canada. I imagine maybe more.
Worse. Yeah.
Yep.
Depending on where you're at for sure.
And so I joked with my wife at the time that I don't want anything with bathrooms anymore. I don't want anything with carpet anymore. So we transitioned from multifamily into storage, and we started out with traditional mini storage,
Yeah.
and
What year was that, Justin? When did you guys make the switch?
probably about 2017.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. And so we had started with a smaller facility we bought, and it had some traditional 10 by 10s, 10 by 20s, and then
Mhm.
it had a few boat spots, maybe some 12 by 40s and some 12 by 34s. So as we found out, like I maybe mentioned earlier, that
Mhm.
the smaller the units, the the harder it is to collect. And everything you do, you just kind of keep tweaking, and you learn from your mistakes. We set it all up on a website where they can rent it online, can rent it with a credit card, and in fact, if someone wants to pay cash, I tell them I don't want to rent to them
Yeah. Too much of a
because I
hassle
just
these days. Yeah.
I don't want to be, I've got right now I've got over 600 tenants, and I don't want to be trying to, today's the 30th, and so yeah, I don't want to be tracking down rents
You
on
don't
the
want to be
first.
chasing one guy for whatever. I don't know what the
Yeah,
rent would be, but a couple $100 or something like that, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're slowly transitioning, and we're just not building anything smaller. The smallest thing we built in the last uh 5 years is probably a 12 by 40, but
Hmm.
traditionally 14 by 50s, and then the contractor condos. We actually broke ground on another one today in Mitchell,
Very
and
cool.
that's going to be two 50 by 60s.
So Mitchell being a fairly small city, do you still have any of the traditional self storage rentals, or did you get rid of all of those and somebody else takes care of that for your area?
I still have them all. Yep,
Oh, you
I
still
still
got them
have
all.
them all. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still under the All Star name, and so we have it all, and it's all in one. I was able to keep expanding in my location, which was
Okay.
great. Many people can't do that, but
Yeah.
I was able to
You
get
got
some land.
space. Yeah.
I got space. Yeah, we were still in South Dakota, so we can still expand out instead of up like
Yeah.
some of these big cities. But yeah, um, and we're running out of space. I will say that, but because of other buildings that have gone up around me.
Hmm.
But we're still building, and we people love it. They
Yeah.
just love having guys love it. You've got a bathroom, an office.
Well, yeah. Tell me a little bit. Let's take a look at these contractor
Okay,
condos, if you would, because I've got something in mind, but I could be completely out to lunch. So can you paint
Okay.
a verbal picture of what these things look like?
So it looks like a great big shop, and we're connected. We can have four, or up to six, or I try to stay under 12,000 feet because that's kind of the magic number in for building in this area for sprinkler systems. So I don't want to
Mhm.
do a sprinkler system. So I have a lot of buildings that are 11,900 square feet. But um,
Smart. Yeah.
and I did have a sprinkler system one time freeze up on me in a
Ooh.
multifamily. So I that just stung me, and I just can't ever go back.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there we on the contractor condos, I build them all 60 feet deep. It seems to be the magic number for a lot of people. You can pull in, let's just say you had a fifth wheel camper, and that's probably not our main client. But if you had a fifth wheel camper, you can pull right in these shops, leave your pickup on, and be done. So
Wow.
60 feet is a great number, and you can also do that, with other things like people pulling skid loaders that have a fifth wheel.
Hmm.
They can pull in, but so they're 60 feet deep. Like the ones I'm building today are 50 feet wide, and I've got from 20 feet wide to 56 feet wide. So I mean, I've
And
got
so more or
that's
less, how many of these fit into one building, give or take?
typically I do three or four.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Just
Ding.
depends. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so a 50 by 60 is 3,000 feet. So, I mean, typically, you could only do three of those or so
Hmm.
in a building. So you don't have to worry about sprinklers. And
Right.
what I type it, and we do live in a smaller town. So I don't want to build more than two or three because I want to have them rented. So I want
Right.
to have like a demand. And as they're getting built, people are driving by, they're looking at them, and they're very interested. So, yeah, so they're 50 feet wide. You've got a great big overhead door, 14 by 14. You pull in the door, huge trench drain. So like a 9 foot, drain. So if, we've got snow here,
Yeah.
you pull in, and, your vehicle can melt off. And then on the side, you've got an office with a like mini split air conditioner. And then behind that is a bathroom, and I put full bathrooms in. Well, I put bathrooms with showers in them because many of these
Smart.
guys, they shower before they go home.
Yeah.
And then so we got 16 foot, 18-foot sidewalls. It depends on where we're at, what we're doing, but most of them are 16 feet tall. But we've built many, or I've built many office space above the other office. So
Okay.
it does it does have steps going up there, and some guys like to leave them empty for if they're a plumber, maybe they put all their fixtures up there. It's just more storage.
Hmm.
And then I get the next guy, and they want an office up there. And
And you can
so
easily put
I
it together. Yeah.
I just build them. I build them all the same, and then all of a sudden now they get customized, and the rent goes up
Yeah.
based on what they want. And so you know I've got it's so many different all your contractors, and I think we went through like plumbers, um, electricians, tape, um,
Yeah.
drywall people, painters. Um, let's see, we even got CrossFit. I've got two salons. Um,
Nice.
cheerleaders, cheerleading dance. We've got um,
Are they
just
fairly soundproof between units, or how's that work? Because I'm thinking I don't know.
yes,
Yeah.
it's a good question. So when I built them, um, kind of going back to the original, my whole business plan was to separate them and sell them individually.
Mm. Like actual
So
condos. Yeah.
like condos, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is I did sell about three of them. So, and I've bought them all back, but I found out in a hurry that I don't want to do HOA. I want to have control over what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so that being said, I've continued that model as far as building them. So you do a firewall, which is 2 5/8 sheetrock on each
Yeah.
side, and I insulate and leave a space on every interior wall. So they're built good,
Yeah.
and it's kind of funny because some guys say I want the outside unit, and just to have a little more space, and then some guys say, well, I want the inside unit because I want to save heating costs. I want to,
Right. Yeah.
because they're set up like a house. You pay your own water, you pay your own sewer.
I
You know,
imagine
you
it's triple net, right? Is that how
yeah,
you? Yeah.
yeah, you pay everything. So it's the one thing I have done that's kind of interesting is I've left about 20 feet between each buildings. And my original thought was snow,
Hmm.
a place to push snow. And
Yeah.
since then, I've fenced them off and cemented them, and now I rent them for another $100.
Because you don't have that much snow.
Well, we have
Unless
enough snow, but we just we I
you
rent
put it
those
somewhere else.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rent those spaces out now, and it's another $100, and I've got people fighting over them. Usually, it should probably be $200 because and so they individuals will want that for their trailers, or they
Yeah.
might have a skid loader they park there overnight, or a different equipment. So I've got a guy that he's a certified Ford mechanic. He rented two of those spots because he's got six cars waiting for him to work on
Right. Yeah.
whenever he's ready. And we're parking's always a commodity.
It seems
So
interesting that you would have salons attracted to that area, to that kind of a facility. Yeah, I could see the CrossFit for sure. I see
yep,
the
yep,
cheerleaders and the space, but the salons, that's really interesting.
yeah. You know,
Lack of space
the,
in the rest of town. They
I think they would. I've used to own a lot of commercial space and
yeah.
business office space, and so I'd get the calls, and then all of a sudden I would just start thinking to myself, I wonder if I have this one business suite or contractor condo where I made the front really nice,
Hmm.
in a front office space, and then there's a warehouse in the back. I wonder if I could rent them the front, and then possibly their husband rents the back, or another contractor
Yeah,
will
for
rent the back
storage.
that doesn't care about the front area. So that's kind of what I've built a few with
Interest.
some storefronts, a little more glass,
Yeah.
and it's just a nice, to me, the more eyes I get um, coming in the neighborhood, kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
now I've got all these ladies showing up going, I never knew this was here.
Yeah.
I should tell this guy or this person or whoever about it. So it's almost free advertising for me. That's how I look at it. The more people I can get out there, the better I am. So
So in a town that size, you must kind of have the corner on the market there for contractor space for for a lot of this kind of stuff. I mean, my goodness.
well, and I do. The
Yeah.
answer is yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so and whether it's right or wrong, I feel like I've got to build constantly to keep out the competition. And
Mhm.
I always say if someone's a big investor's in an ivory tower looking down, they're not going to pick our town to throw money at. They're going
Yeah.
to go where the more growth is, whether
Well, the
it's a Sioux
nice thing about
Falls.
that size of a town is it's completely under the radar of the really big guys, I would think. Like they
Correct.
wouldn't even occur to them kind of thing. So they're focusing
Well,
on
and
much bigger markets.
they'd probably look at me and go, "This guy's already overbuilt. What's he?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and that happens. It is my hometown, and so I probably spend more money here than most people would. But
Yeah.
and so that's why I've started to expand to other towns and look at other states because
Well, I
the
imagine
concept
you've generated a lot of
works.
interest with your friends and associates, and that's why you've got these partners lined up in different areas.
Yeah, yeah. I've met these guys at different conferences and stuff,
Hmm.
and they love the concept, and they were big into multifamily, and
Yeah.
so now we're trying to push more luxury storage, and you know, between the three
And
of
I
us,
think these contractor condos are going to be huge too. I've interviewed several investors that are getting into that space. Not as nice as yours, more like yards and stuff like that, but
yeah,
same idea, right?
you know, um, like anything I've ever built, if I always build it a little nicer,
Hmm.
and it might not make sense at the time on paper, but it just makes it rent. So you know, kind of like when I was in apartments, I always said, if I wouldn't have my daughter live here,
Hmm.
I'm not going to build it. I'm
Yeah.
not going to own it. So I kind of feel the same way when I build anything, especially contractor condos. If I wouldn't rent it, then how can I expect someone else to want it?
Yeah, fair enough.
So I mean,
Very,
I build them nice. I build them very nice. Probably go overboard.
yeah. Well, you're doing something right there, Justin. So, hey, if people would like to connect with you and find out more about luxury storage or these contractor condos, where should they go?
Just probably the best way to find me is on Facebook.
Mhm.
Kind of old school, and so everybody's getting on Instagram these days. But I'm on Instagram too, but I'm on Facebook mostly, and it's Justin, and then my last name is Thiesse, pronounced TZ.
All
So
right, Justin. Well, hey, thank you very much for kind of unpacking what you're up to and how big you've gotten in a really quite a small town. I'm very impressed with that. So congratulations on your expansion. Thanks for explaining what these contractor condos are all about, because that painted a
yeah,
really good picture for me and our listeners as well.
thanks, Dave. I really appreciate you having me.
All right, everybody, take care and we'll see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now, at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.